This is a book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet that thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. Has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. First and foremost, I would like to take call of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great mills from the will. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole fellowship. Tell your brothers out to pushing the word in truth and sincerity. Shalom, tell your brothers stay strong, pushing with quick listening. This is, of course, regarding all these different nations that have finally gone somewhat of a backbone, and they see the weakness of America, and these other nations, they've gone some type of strength, they've gone some type of power and nuclear capabilities, that now they don't fear the bully no more, which the bully is, of course, America. All right, because all this time, America has been bullying the shit out of these other not smaller countries, but these weaker countries, and like China, Russia, Iran, what else, Syria, so on, Turkey, right, so on and so forth. So now shit is about to backfire on America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures. Okay, because people are sick and tired of their BS, right? It says right here, without fear of death, Xi Jinping orders Chinese army to be ready to fight at any second. It says China's leader Xi Jinping has directed the military to bolster training in 2021 and use more high tech in his drills. The order comes after tense standoffs with India and Taiwan last year. Okay, so these other countries, these other nations, they're preparing themselves for anything. They're ready for whatever. And then I have this one right here. It says Cold War era Russian nuclear trains could be on track to make return, expert says, sparking fresh fears of confrontation with the U.S. It says right here, nuclear trains were once considered a relic of the Cold War, but now the secretive locomotives could be set for a comeback, carrying warheads around Russia in a move that could set Moscow on a collision course with Washington. So shit like this is sparking up, right? Because these other nations, they're sick and tired of being bullied. Like I said, that's why I'm gonna read the scripture again. Isaiah 14 verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet that coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. Okay, and the dead represents these other nations. Okay, even all the chief ones of the earth. That's why you see people, nations like China, Iran, Turkey. They're gaining numbers in their military. They're trading all types of weapons to each other, military vehicles and even nuclear bombs and shit like that, to each other, so they can grow some type of power. So when it's time to go, they're ready to go. It says it had raised up from the thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Exactly. So these other nations are seeing the weakness of America now. And they're like, damn, America was once powerful, but now it's not the same as it used to be. So it's almost like a shark, smelling blood in the water, right? They're circling around the prey. The prey is bleeding out. So these sharks, they're surrounding America, man. Okay, and that's what these other nations have become, man. They became sharks. Okay, America was once the only shark, in the waters. But now you have other sharks, man, ready to feast on this, shark that, dying, this shark that is dying off, bleeding out. Because America's bleeding the fuck out. Okay. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worms spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Okay, so let me For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Right? And this is talking about Esau, of course, right? This is talking about Esau. Because these and also America, because these other nations, man, when it comes to these Hamites, so-called Africans, when it comes to these so-called Chinese people, which are the Moabites, The Ammonites, which are the Japanese people, Japhet, which is the so-called, Samoan people and things of that nature, Polynesian people. You see, all these other nations, man, they're sick and tired of Esau's bullshit. So now, what's happening throughout the whole world, there are certain countries that are starting to kill Edomites out there in them Hamites out there in Africa. They started killing these Edomites, these Edomite farmers, because they were taking their land, so they were everything that they took away from them, they're getting it back. So they're starting to kill these Edomites because people are starting to wake up. Ishmaelites, of course, too. Them so-called Arabs, they're waking up of who the devil is, of who the problem of the world is. Okay, people are starting to look. People are looking around now, and they're noticing that the problem is of these fucking Edomites, man. These devils, the so-called white man. Okay, and which is America too. Okay, let me go ahead and get this scripture. This is the book of Jeremiah 51. This is the book of Jeremiah 51, verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Exactly. So these nations, these countries, man, people from all over the world, they're pissed the fuck off, man. Excuse my French. They're angry. Okay, like the script says, they're mad because they've been getting bullied, right? Their lands have been taken away, and shit like that. Their resources. So now they're getting a little power, and they're like, man, you know what? Let's start riding on these devils, man. So now they're starting to kill Edomites. They're starting to realize and hate. They're starting to hate these devils. And rightfully so, they have the right. Just like we have the right, just like us so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, the true Hebrew Israelites, by the way, we have the right to be mad at these goddamn devils, man. After all the shit that they put us through as well, man. And these other nations too. So you Edomites, man, you Edomites, okay, you're the most hated, man. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so be, she may be healed. Exactly. So, Babylon is fallen and destroyed. So this is talking about modern day Babylon. Babylon the Great, also known as the daughter Babylon, which is America. Okay, America's about to fall, and America's about to be destroyed with those nuclear missiles that these other nations are going to shoot upon her. Yes, so there's no healing America. Like it says right here, how for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. But there's nothing you devils could do to try to, regain America's power, to try to bring back America to its former glory. There's nothing you devils could do. Okay, the Most High already has it written pretty much in stone that America's gonna be destroyed, Babylon the Great. So there ain't shit you devils could do about it, man. And you Edomites are gonna go into slavery. Okay, but anyways, with that, I'm going to call out Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Hakudash. Till next time, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, say Shalom.